All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, once again, victory was staring the New York Giants in the face last night, but they could not make the necessary plays coming down the stretch to close out the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants blew an 11-point lead in the last 7 minutes of the contest to fall to Philly by the score of 22-21. They're now 1-6, and even though that they play in the NFC East, they still had a chance to get right back into things because we look at this race, no team is even close to being at 500. However, 2-5 sounds a lot better than 1-6 at this point in the game. But you look at the Giants and it's the same old song, and we've seen this for the past couple of years. They simply don't know how to get over the hump. And when you fast forward to this season, a 4-point loss to the Chicago Bears, an 8-point loss to the Los Angeles Rams, a 3-point loss to the Dallas Cowboys, and a 1-point loss last night to Philly. It all points to the fact that this team simply does not know how to win. And when you have these tight ball games, when you have an opportunity to close out a team like the Giants did last night, somebody has to step up to the forefront and make a play. You look at the fact the Giants gave Philly the ball back last night with an 11-point lead with under 7 minutes left. They allowed the Eagles to march right down the field and score a touchdown to make it 21-16. The Giants were driving. They did have some effectiveness running the football right up the gut on the Philly defense when they had an opportunity to close out the game. On a crucial third down play, quarterback Daniel Jones hits tight end Evan Ingram right in the hands, drops the ball. Philly gets the ball right back. They march right down. And even after the Giants got a break with about 40 seconds left in this contest, where Philly was called for a personal foul face mask on Jason Kelce to back him up to a first and goal situation from the 18-yard line, the very next play, Boston Scott beats Jabril Peppers going down the right sideline for the game-winning touchdown. And then, of course, the Giants get the ball back, 40 seconds left, no timeouts, and they simply continued to self-destruct. So, I mean, you look at it, of course, Daniel Jones had that big run. He tripped over himself. They were still lucky to get, a touchdown out of it, which, is fortunate. But honestly, at the end of the day, the trip kind of sums up the New York Giants right now with the fact that, hey, you have an opportunity to see something right there and you just can't get over the hump. Evan Ingram, another one. These are the plays that you have to step up and make. The Giants did show and generate some pass rush last night. They were active in their secondary. However, coming down the stretch in the last part of the game, they simply could not get it done. And this is what good teams do. And the Giants, obviously, their record shows they're not a good team. But this is why. In these situations, somebody's got to step up and make a play. Somebody's got to go out there with the mentality and say, you know what? Over my dead body, not on my watch. And the Giants don't have guys like that on their roster right now. That falls into the lap of the general manager, Dave Gettleman. Do I think Dave Gettleman is going to be the general manager for the Giants in 2021? Absolutely not. You look at the fact that Gettleman took over a bad team when he became general manager several years ago, and they've actually found a way to get worse. You talk about the fact that Gettleman wanted to fix the offensive line, has not done that. You want to talk about the fact that Gettleman wanted to fix the defensive line, has not done that. You also look at the fact that the Giants don't have a quality pass rush right now. You also look at the fact that a lot of people simply don't believe in quarterback Daniel Jones. I am in that camp as well. I know that people are going to say that, you know what, he's in his second year at quarterback. This is a new system for him, but he simply lacks the intangibles. And if you look at the fact that people are questioning Andrew Thomas being the 4th overall pick for the Giants at left tackle, if you look at the fact that people are questioning the fact that Daniel Jones was a 6th overall pick in 2019 at quarterback, these are things where when you're the Giants and you are consistently picking in the top 10 like they have been in recent years, you have to hit on these picks. And if you don't, these are the results you're going to get. Because the bottom line is when you're taking a guy that early, you are expecting him to go out there and be a franchise contributor for your team, regardless of which side of the ball that it's on. So if you miss on those picks, it sets you back. Joe Judge, I do believe, is the right head coach for the New York Giants going forward. And I think that this team is going to continue to fight for him. throughout this season. We've seen that throughout. I mean, with the exception of the San Francisco game and the second half of the Pittsburgh game to begin the season, the Giants have been basically right there in every single contest that they've played. Joe Judge is a hard worker. He's a no-nonsense guy, and he's got to go out there and change the culture for this team. And that's easier said than done, because at the end of the day, you have to have guys in that locker room that hate to lose more than they enjoy winning. Right now, the Giants don't have that. Right now, the Giants don't have guys that know what it takes to get them over that hump and become winners. They looked like they were building off of something when they finally got a win last week at home versus Washington, but this is a huge setback for the Giants. The schedule is not going to be easier during the second half of the season. The Giants still have games with the likes of the Seattle Seahawks, the Arizona Cardinals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, and, of course, they have rematches with everybody in their division. They're 1-2 in the NFC least. They very easily could have been 3-0 right now. But again, like I said, this is what happens when you simply don't know how to get over the hump. So for the Giants right now, I can't even say it's gut check time. They're 1-6. They'll probably finish 4-12. And honestly, them not making the playoffs is actually a better thing than them limping into the playoffs with a 5-11 or 6-10 record. Why? Because you then jump to the later part of the first round as far as the draft, and more than likely, as the Giants are going to have a new general manager next year, you need somebody to come in there with a fresh start and go in there and get a quality pick early on in the draft. Giants don't have a lot of draft capital in 2021 anyway, so it'll be interesting to see as well. Do they make some trades here at the trade deadline? Do they trade a guy like a wide receiver Golden Tate? Do they possibly move a guy like tight end Evan Ingram? We'll have to wait and see. But the bottom line is, last night was a microcosm of this Giants season, and last night was a microcosm from what we've seen from this Giants franchise for the past several years. It's hard to believe that it was just back in 2011 that we were talking about this team winning their second Super Bowl championship in 5 years. It's been a rapid decline since then. Only one playoff appearance, no playoff victories, and right now the fan base in Northern Jersey and New York City is not happy with what they're seeing out of Big Blue. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to thank all of the fans and subscribers out there. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this page. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.